How the bloody hell are we? Welcome to what is going to be Craig's Glothathon 2025, because that's all this is going to be. If you think the smugness has been turned up to the max, no. I have a few more settings, a few more dials that I can turn up. Arsenal fans, how are you? You well? It's an interesting game, that, wasn't it? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me start off with a little bit of I told you so. Remember during the game 0-0, 90 minutes, everybody was giving the title to Arsenal, and I said, and I quote, "Don't be giving up, anything's possible." We went and won the game. I then said that puts the pressure back onto Arsenal, and they can't deal with it. Like we've said all the way along. They can't deal with it. They ain't built for it. They don't have what it takes to win league titles. And I sat there watching that game, enjoying every second of the heartbreak, enjoying knowing that the goal that they thought was the winner inside the stadium was going to be ruled out. And I sat there sniggering like a child, knowing that you're going to hear the boos as the whistle gets blown and the referee does this and then he points for the free kick. It was glorious. Every goddamn last second of it. It was delicious. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, another decisive twist in the title race in our favour. What could have been a very narrow gap is now getting bigger and bigger. So Arsenal, mind that gap. And also, how's that feel? I loved it. Every beautiful last second of it. Because it shows you, football's mad. Never give up. Never throw the towel in. And look what happened. Arsenal went 2-0 up and I thought, fair play to them. They've gone and got their victory. But, as always, they give teams chances. Watkins gets the equaliser. It was just gorgeous. It was an absolutely delicious evening. And I hope that you're all as happy as I am right now. Because we got our Darwin moment. We got our late dramatic victory. And we got it backed up with Arsenal not doing their job. And that is why it's important to get the points on the board. That's why it's important to go out there and get the win. So Mark, first super chat of the night. Mark said, checking my notes. Yep, all I can say is all aboard. Enjoy it. Enjoy this, because it's been a tough few weeks for us. And we're going to talk tonight about Virgil's comments. It looks like Virgil wants some strengthening as well. And we're going to just ask how everyone's feeling. But most importantly, we're going to be smug. And don't be afraid to be smug. Enjoy it, because you've earned the right to be smug. What a day. I love the post from Mohamed Salah of him and Darwin as well. Posting big smiles just as the Arsenal result came in as well. It's just a great day. Nessie, thank you for the vibe super sticker. I love seeing all those Arsenal fans cheer so hard when they thought they'd won. I know. It's great. It's glorious. And on top of that, they're also about to get a little flavour, I think, of what it's like to have Real Madrid sniffing around. Because I believe, from my understanding, Madrid might make a play for Saliba in the summer. So enjoy that, Arsenal fans, when that comes a knocking as well. Craig, you look happy. What a win. Of course I'm happy. I feel vindicated today for telling people not to quit. But most importantly, I feel vindicated knowing that Arsenal don't have the stomach for a title battle. Now, I have the stomach for lots of things, as I'm sure you can see. But Arsenal aren't made for a title battle. They ain't going to do it. And they couldn't even go 2 weeks without dropping points. So, we have a lot to figure out and a long way to go. But today was another decisive shift. And today was another monumental shift in our favour. You know, we are easing away now. 6 points clear with a game in hand. Ipswich come into Anfield next Saturday in the Premier League. Arsenal go away to Molineux. Then we have a difficult game away against Bournemouth. Arsenal have a difficult home game against Manchester City. So there is lots going on. The race for top four is heating up. But today was about vindication for the manager, for Darwin for his moment today. Trent had a bit of an arc of a comeback as well. And I want to talk about those things as well, because without the Trent moment and the Darwin goals, without that playing till the end and getting that victory, I don't think Arsenal dropped those points today. You know, I'll never have any way to measure this or know this, but I truly believe that what we did beforehand impacted Arsenal. And that when they raced into their lead and they were 2 goals up, They then possibly conceded one, and then it all fell apart for them very quickly. So another report here suggesting that Liverpool have decided that Takefusa Kubo is the man that they want if they need to replace Mohamed Salah. And you know what? I don't even want to talk or think about replacing Mohamed Salah or talk about transfers too much on this stream. I just want to let people enjoy themselves, because it's been tough for us all over the last week or two. Liverpool fans been angry with each other, frustrated with the owners. Today just feels like a win for the whole Liverpool fan base, and I hope that I hope you're all enjoying it wherever you are in the world. Stephen said, I'm glad Darwin remembered to keep his shirt on when he scored his second goal. I didn't even notice, mate, to be honest with you. It was just relief when the first one went in, and then just knowing after the second one goes in, it's amazing. Just amazing. I love it. Today was just a good day. So, first question I'm going to have for you. Bear with me. So the first question I'm going to ask for you guys today is, was today a big day in the title race? Because I think it was. I really think it was. If you look at what was possible there, Arsenal could have been in a situation, if we drew, that a win put them within 2 of us. Yes, we still have the game in hand, but it's a lot easier to chase down a team if you're right on their shoulder. So we were minutes away from a frustrating draw that would have had a very different narrative for our week, our season. And then Arsenal, if they had have gone and won, it could have been a very different day, but it isn't. As it was, we got the dramatic late winner. Arsenal capitulated again and will have used a lot of physical and emotional energy out there in that game. So I think this is massive day. Because it just reaffirms all the points that we'd slipped up in the last week or two. Gone again, because we're back to that same gap. So another 3 games or so have been ticked off, but we're still back to that healthy 6-point gap with a game in hand. Today felt like a big day. For me, anyway. Connor Mullen, thank you, bro, for being with us as a member for 17 months. Subs made a big difference. Up the Reds, not the Arsenal ones. Keep smiling, Craig. Yeah, Arne Slot made the substitutions today, and again, they worked. They made an impact. Couldn't have had much quicker impact than the ones that we had in the last game against Forest, but today he brought off the lads and they had an impact. I thought, obviously we know the impact Darwin had. That's out there for all to see. But I thought Elliott made a difference when he came on. I thought Jones certainly injected a little bit of extra impetus around the penalty area. We were moving the ball a bit quicker. I thought Dominic Szoboszlai today was incredible all over the pitch. I thought he was brilliant. Our backline, Kanade, sensational. Our captain, brilliant. It's just a good day. And yeah, sometimes we flirted with giving away some chances. But I want to read you out something that Thomas Frank had to say, because the man's always been a class act in my eyes, Thomas Frank. But speaking after the game, this is what he said about Liverpool. I think we just played City and Arsenal and now Liverpool in a short amount of time. For me, Liverpool are a level above the other 2 teams. They're complete. Their work ethic, the way they track back are good indicators. They're so good all over the pitch. Such a threat going forward. These are really good. It's the best team in the Premier League and the world. They're huge favourites to win the title. And that's from the Brentford manager, who again, as I said, is nothing but a class act, Thomas Frank. And it's lovely to hear our team spoken about like that. And as he said, he's just played Arsenal recently, played City recently, and he rates Liverpool as head and shoulders above them. So fair play for that one. Very big compliment coming from a class act, as I've said. They say chaos, we say Darwin. Craig, bro, can you tell me your email again? I need to get your entry song on my playlist. The song, it's contact@AnfieldAgenda.com. Contact@AnfieldAgenda.com. It's also, if you're a member, it's on the membership tab of our YouTube channel. So, 90-minute goal and the 2-2 is a big blow for Arsenal. Yep, it will. They would have used up a lot of emotional and physical energy in that game today. John, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Today just felt like a good day, man. I needed that release when we scored. It just felt like a good day. A good day for all of us. But I hope that we have a few less people willing to throw the towel in. Because some of the comments, I closed down my chat for a little while today because I couldn't look at some of the negative comments. Not aimed at me, just about the season, about the game and the frustration, which is there, of course, but you've got to keep playing. You've got to keep going till the final whistle. And champions do these things. United did it many times over the years. Chelsea did it. Arsenal did it back in the days under Wenger. You've got to keep going. And small details. Like I said, if we didn't win that game today, Arsenal, in my opinion, probably would have gone into that game absolutely flying. And I think would have won it. I can't ever prove that, but I do feel like what we did landed a blow. And that's why it was important us playing before them. Nick, how are you, Nick? Nick said, so pleased for Darwin. Did you see Troy Deeney's reaction and Salah walking down the tunnel straight after the game, or reflection? I don't really care what Troy Deeney has to say about Salah. When he said he's not world class, I lost interest. But look, ultimately Salah didn't have his best day today. That's okay. We got the job done, and that's all that counts. It'd be interesting to see the team selection now for the game against Lille on Tuesday. Surely you've got to start Chiesa in that one. On Chiesa, I've got some good news for you on Chiesa as well. So let me just read this out to you. So according to Walter Di Maggio, Federico Chiesa has decided that he wants to stay at Liverpool despite reports linking him with a move back to the Italian top flight. Speaking on Radio Kiss Kiss Napoli, what a name that is, by the way, as quoted by Italian outlet Vesuvio Live, the journalist said, Federico Chiesa's name can be crossed off the list of possible replacements for Kvaratskhelia. From a direct source, Chiesa is very happy in Liverpool. He is happy. He will not move. Liverpool also will not sell him, neither permanently nor on loan. Therefore, Chiesa will not be Kvaratskhelia heir. Garnacho is the first choice overall. Mana is working on it. So there we get, again, direct quotes, as he said, from the Chiesa camp. He's staying where he is. He's happy where he is. And that's good news. Because now we have a chance to push on. And I thought he looked bright and made some space for others in the time he came on today. Thank you very much for that one, my friend. Appreciate you. Dave said, hi Craig, hope you're well. To be honest, I can't be happy until these contracts are sorted, but glad we won. Look, that's a fair point. I don't really want to get into the contract transfer stuff this evening because it's been a tough slog for that and nothing's really changed in it that we're aware of. But Virgil was speaking actually in his interview, and he was speaking about other strengthening and stuff like that, and that we need to stay professional and we need to win every game. And it felt to me like he was egging the owners on personally, but of course I've no way to prove that. But certainly I think a lot of people on social media are feeling that maybe this was a bit of a nudge to go, we need strengthening. Because Arsenal are going to look to strengthen. City have already done theirs. So hopefully we can. We better. We need to. Pulse Champ, how are you, my friend? So one of my best days as a Liverpool fan. The second goal from Núñez was so composed. Brilliant to see. Monumental step up the Reds, and I hope you're well. Thank you, bro. He nearly took the net off with it. It was a very composed and very enthusiastic finish is probably the word I'm looking for. Leung James, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend. Appreciate you. And thank you to everyone, by the way, that's hit the subscribe button today. As you can see, we've gone past 295,000 subscribers. We've 13 days till the end of the month. The race is on to try and get to 300k. Good to see the Buzz and Craig back. I needed that release earlier on, Dave. I just did. And I feel like a different man since I got that off my chest. Your three forward line after today's performance. So for the next game, I'd go Diaz left, Darwin centre, Chiesa right for the game in the Champions League against Lille. Because I'd like to rest up Mo, I'd like to rest up Gakpo. If Diogo's available, I'd have no issue sticking Diogo in, but I'm not sure what that niggle means or how long that might keep him out for. But I do think you've got to build on the confidence you've given into the likes of Chiesa and Darwin today, and Elliott as well should probably get a start. And then if we need to bring some of the other lads off the bench, so be it. But it feels like a chance to give them a mini breather in what is an important but not season-defining game. Next weekend, though, Arsenal go to Molineux in what will be a tricky enough game, and we have Ipswich at home. So hopefully we can put the 3 points on the board. I can see you'll get 300k subs today we win the league. I'll have them way before that, mate. We're averaging about, I think so far in the last 30 days, we're averaging about 8,000 subscribers. So there's a chance we can get there by the end of this month if luck goes our way. But I'm happy today. I needed this one. I needed a day like today. And of course, I'd love your thoughts as well, guys, ahead of the game coming up for the Reds on Tuesday against Lille. It could be a chance for us to have a look at Jonathan David as well. He's potentially on a free at the end of the season. Sonny said, if Darwin can gain confidence from that and play like that for the rest of the season, defenders and goalkeepers will have a nightmare. Do you know, it was lovely again to see him and Mo sitting beside each other on the plane, sharing a photo with each other, both smiling. And I hope he does take some confidence from it. Look, I don't know what's going to go on with the offers from Saudi and stuff like that. I just don't. But it's good to see everybody happy that Darwin got his goals today. And it's good for him to have that moment. And we always all want him to do well. But we just need him to kick on. And whatever happens, he's had a big impact this season. And the manager's been speaking highly of him as well, saying that he thinks Darwin's had a good season. While Gali said, Craig, why is that every analyst hates us? I can't understand it. Do you feel the same? I feel like there's definitely a big anti-Liverpool agenda in certain parts of the media. I definitely also feel like there was a really big desire for Arsenal to do it this year. You could see the heartbreak on some of the Sky Sports pundits, and Neville was only short of putting on an Arsenal jersey at times this season. So I feel like, yeah, people are hoping that we shit to bed, but that's why days like today, my friend, are all the sweeter. Carl, how are you, my friend? Said, delighted for you in particular today, Craig. Can tell it's been a rough few days for you, Gory and LFC. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, Carl. Always very kind to me. Yeah, it's been a really difficult week, mate, as I said earlier on, but you can't give up. You just got to keep knocking days off and going one day after another and putting your best foot forward and hoping for the best. But I was glad for us all today, you know, because it has been a tricky month. And look, I've been looking around at Liverpool content creators on all sides of the ownership debate, and I feel like it's fairly safe to say that a lot of Liverpool content creators and a lot of Liverpool fans have been frustrated and have been snapping back at each other a lot. And it happens because we all love the club and we all want the best for it. And we all feel like our thought processes are the right ones and we've got the reasons why things aren't working out properly. And I'm just glad on days like today where everybody gets to have a win, you know, and no matter what you think about anybody else, you get to celebrate that today. You get to fist pump, you get to hug your mates, and you get to just enjoy it. Pulse Champ. Nice to finally get a late winner as well. Trent was superb today, and nice to see Robbo back on form. Very solid defensively, loads of positives. Yeah, I made sure to give Trent a little bit of extra praise in my match reaction and my player ratings, because I don't think, without Trent's determination to get that ball across for the first goal, I don't think we score it. First, if I'm remembering correctly, his first attempt was blocked, and then he kept going, got the second one across, and Darwin scored. But somebody nailed it in the comments, and apologies, I can't remember who it is, but they said that when he went central, Trent, in the last 10 minutes or so, the game looked different. He made things happen, and I think that's spot on. So yes, Trent can certainly hold his head high today with that performance. And so can the defence, because Canade put in some great recovery tackles today. Virgil was dominant aerially. Alisson's positioning was brilliant, because it looks like a lot of the shots were straight at him, but you've got to be in the right position for them to be straight at you. So I thought it was more steady from Alisson as well today. Marcus said, breaking: William Saliba set for tests after new hamstring injury, club confirms. We're very worried. We await tests, said Arteta. Yeah, look, I never wish an injury on any footballer or on any club, and I certainly don't wish it on Arsenal or other fans here, but you know, this is the ups and downs of a title race, and you know, we were down to nearly just 2 centre-backs at one point this season when we thought that Kwanzaa was going off. He went off ill, but we thought he was injured at the time, so yeah, it's difficult, but you know, it is what it is. I wish that we'd had some of the money to spend that other clubs have spent, but today just felt like a vindication for Arnott and his changes as well, because we wanted them earlier, understandably, as fans, but he got them right. And you know, the only thing you look for when a manager makes changes is just ask, have they made a difference? And in the last 2 games, I think we can look at the changes Arnott's made and think, yes, they have made a difference. Whitehammer. Craig, I've decided to forget the transfers and what might happen and just focus on what's on the pitch right now, because we're all losing ourselves in what could happen. Top of the Premier League, top of Europe, just worry about that. I've no qualms about what you said there, mate. I can't switch off from the contract and transfer stuff personally, but I absolutely understand where you're coming from. And you know, if you can switch off yourself and focus on what's on the pitch, brilliant. Because, you know, there is a lot to enjoy with what's going on the pitch. And as you said, top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League format. But yeah, just enjoy it. Whatever brings you happiness, man. Whatever makes you smile. And today's definitely a day that makes us all smile. Patrick said, how are you, Craig? And by the way, thank you again, Whiteham. That's a very kind super chat, mate. Much appreciated. Wasn't able to watch the game. What was good and what's to improve? The only negative was our finishing today, Patrick. You know, we had, 35 shots, something like that, which is a record in the Premier League since, I think, they started collecting data in 02-03. Defensively, we looked more solid, but we did give up a chance or 2. But look, it's the Premier League, you're going to. But I just thought finishing was probably the only thing. We started the game better today, Patrick. We weren't as slow as we were getting into the game compared to games gone by. And it just felt to me, that would have felt a game that if we didn't win it, we genuinely left points on the table, because we created a lot of opportunities and we're just wasteful. 37 shots, sorry, the chat are saying 37. Yeah, just ridiculous amount. But just getting over the line was important. Pulse Champ said, final one for me, much love from Cork, and much love right back down to you, my man, in the fillet of Munster. How are we? If we win the quad, I love the chat's gone to if we win the quad and stuff. Now, can I ask you, lads and girls, to be honest with me? How many of you today were throwing the towel in? Be honest. You know, it's all over, it's done with, we've won. But I hope people at least learn some lessons from it today, because I remember a similar situation for the Everton game when Origi scored that very, very, very late goal when Pickford watched the ball bounce off the top of his bar, Freudian slip there. And I remember the chat being the very same, just give the league to Man City, we've bottled it. And then we got that late goal. And I just hope people remember these things, because at top level sport like this, small, tiny details, a last minute winner, pressure back onto Arsenal, these have huge impacts. And today was just a good day. If you're going to win a game of football dramatically, let it be like that. Finley said, we're the best. Well, we're top of the league by Mera, Finley. Alan said, at 89 minutes you were in full FSG mode. I really wasn't, Alan, to be fair. You know, you can moan at me about FSG in a lot of days, but not today, bro. Today, I was the one being positive. So, if you want to lie about me, Alan, fair enough. But I wasn't. Not today. Today I was upbeat. Today I was the one calling out everybody else to stay positive. And I'm trying not to kick you out because I'm in a good mood and you're not bringing me down. Because you've all tried this week. All the people who disagree with me on FSG and want to have cheap shots at me. They've tried all week. But today, mate, today was my vindication. So, and look, FSG are shit. You know, I'm not going to go into it on this stream like I promised, but nothing has changed in that regard. And our captain came out after the game and has, you know, shown his displeasure and talking about other strengthening as well. So, again, Alan, I'm happy to be held to account when I've done something, but you can't just invent shit. It's not Arsenal crumbling. The title's been gone for weeks. It hasn't, according to... Look, mate, this is banter. You're an Arsenal fan. I respect you coming in. I'm going to be respectful towards you. I don't think it has to some Arsenal fans. Now, look, I've been ballsy and said I think Liverpool will win the league for a while, mate. But there was a time today where I was doubting me and I was doubting the race. Because if we didn't win that game, I think you then have the impetus to go on and get within 2 points of us with us having a game in hand. So I think it was maybe one of the final nails in Arsenal's title race coffin today. But I'm relieved. I'm relieved. Carl said, can't believe Arsenal fans are saying Havertz didn't handle the ball and PG O'Mell wants Liverpool to win the league. Look, I understand the pain Arsenal fans feel, but there is no shadiness about that handball. It was exactly what it was. It was clear cut. You've seen the Villa players calling it immediately. It was, the ref didn't have to go look at a monitor or anything. He was told quite clearly it was a handball, and it is what it is. You know, if that had been us, I'd have been heartbroken as well, because you think you've got the late winner, you think you've got yourself out of jail, and it doesn't happen. But there was nothing dodgy about it. Finley said, would you rather Liverpool win the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup? So I get asked this question quite often, and I'm very, very much in the Carabao Cup camp. It's just one that I personally love. But yeah, either or. I love the League Cup. And you get a chance to get a trophy in early doors. And look, we've work to do. We're 1-0 down after the first leg, so we've work to do. But yeah, I love a League Cup personally. Darwin does love a late goal, doesn't he? Said the detective. Yes, he does. He loves coming off the bench to turn around losing positions into winning positions, or 1 point into 3 point, definitely. And I'm just glad today he had that moment. I hope it pushes him on. So I asked you, was today a big day in the title race? We've had over 2,000 votes and 95% of people say yes, it was a big day in the title race. Craig, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. Why are Arsenal fans in here? Last place I would be is an Arsenal fan chat. Everyone, man, everyone's welcome in our chat. And I love having conversations with United fans, Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans in our chat. You know, our chat's open to everyone. Now, they are running the risk of, you know, a little bit of banter and stuff, but they're being respectful. I will always give that respectfulness back. But yeah, I wouldn't subject myself to it. If I wouldn't be... Well, I don't go into any other fan chats anyway. Full stop. Like, you never see me posting in any other club's fan chats unless it's a mate of mine and he's streaming and I want to say hello or something. But, you know, I respect that they come in and give their take. And, yeah, I respect them being able to take a bit of banter as well. Have to keep the momentum going. Keep the feeling running. Said Ash forever. Yeah. So I guess the next question is the big one, right? 1 second. Let me just get this up again. That's what she said. Right, the big question. Do you think now we defo win the league? Because everybody has their own tipping point. Some people feel like it needs to be mathematically won. Others have other points of variance. For me, yes, I think we will win the league now. If Arsenal had a loss, I would have been definite we're winning the league. But, you know, it's hard to think that they're going to pull back because every time we drop points, they drop points. When's the last time they really closed in on the gap much? Because it's been a lot of dropping points between us, Arsenal and Chelsea lately. A lot of not seizing on opportunity. So I think the weight of that today will sit on Arsenal's shoulders. And I think that was a blow today that might be one blow too many for them in this title race. I think they're running out of steam. It's taken a monumental effort for them to keep pushing on and going, but I think it's one step too far for them now. So, yeah, and look, they've got some difficult games coming up as well. So, it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility that we could extend a bit further. But we have a horrendous end to the season. Like some of our last month of games, there's some really, really tough games in there. So I feel like we may need a bit of a points buffer. Thank you. Craig, my brother Tyler loves your videos. Thank you, mate. I'm appreciative of everyone that comes in, enjoys the channel, likes the videos and stuff. Thank you. And Arsenal have injury problems, as David said and others have said in the chat as well. And that's another part of, I guess, the calculation about the title race is they do have a lot of injuries to key players. And I don't know how bad that Saliba injury might be today. But again, he's a big, big player for them. He's a very good defender. With Saka out as well. Maybe... I don't know how close they might be to getting themselves a striker in this window. I haven't got a clue, but it's very clear that they need a number 9. And if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'd be pretty upset that they haven't gotten that number 9 yet. They probably feel about the number 9 the way I feel about the midfielder that we need. That it's absolutely unacceptable that it hasn't happened. Yes, for those asking, Saliba went off with a hamstring injury. They're unsure exactly how serious or not it is, but Arteta did say that they're worried about it. Patrick said, I would love to see Ten Lasso's face if we win the league. I just want to see Arna's face smiling, and I want to see Virgil lifting the trophy. Nazar said, Craig, looking back, we had a tough run of away games. Do you think we can push on the next few games? It will be psychologically end any Arsenal hopes. I'm looking at that Bournemouth game, which is not the next league game. It's the one after. If we get through that, if we beat Ipswich and then we go and beat Bournemouth away, because, Bournemouth are impressive. That win today at Newcastle was a very comprehensive win. So for me, if you win those 2 games and stick another 6 points on the board, I don't know how Arsenal get on with Wolves away and obviously Man City at home then. 2 tricky enough games. But you also remember, as we go through each of these, we're taking another opportunity off for people to pull points back on us as well. And, as the games get shorter and shorter, the amount of games, the chances for us dropping points and people catching up are slim. So I don't know. I just feel very, very, very optimistic now on the league. But I'd be entirely honest with you. As optimistic as I am that we'll get the league title done, I still feel like other trophies are at risk if we don't strengthen. But today's not today to be moaning about signings. Craig, I watched the game and it wasn't a handball. His arm was across his body. It doesn't matter where his arm was. There's a specific rule around scoring and the ball hitting any part of your arm accidentally or non-accidentally. It's different. It's not like a penalty show. If it's written in the rules, if it indirectly or hits your hand in any way, even just bobbling it over the line, even if you were going to score from a yard out and you kicked it up and it hit your arm, it's ruled out. It's very clear. It's a straightforward decision. So yeah, it was a handball. In the sense of ruling the goal out, it was a handball. Yeah. So it is just one of those shit things. But we had one years ago. Was it Dominic Solanke for us at one point? Remember years ago? I think he was sliding in or something. And yeah, I understand the pain for Arsenal fans, but it is an actually factually correct decision. It's not even a debatable one. It just is. MG said, Craig, mate, Adidas back next season as Premier League champions. Guess you'll be buzzing with this. Oh, yes. You know I am. I'm going to be shameless calling out Adidas to show some love to us. Because, you know, nobody has repped Adidas like I have. I love the brand. I love them. But, do you know, we won't probably see the last game of the season in the new strip, because the odds are if we win the league, obviously the last game of the season be where we probably get that league trophy. So Nike aren't going to want to hand over and let Adidas have the last game of the season where potentially Liverpool are lifting a trophy in Adidas kits. Nike are going to want that. So that's the only downside to changing manufacturers like that at the end of the season. But I can't wait. And look, here's the league kits, by the way, in case you haven't seen them. That's the league home kit. And I want number 7 on that arm, but that shirt, sign me up for that. That's got Mascherano, Gerrard, Torres vibes. And if that's Adidas' first Liverpool home shirt, I'll be a very happy man. Yeah, looks delicious to me. Logan said, saving this Uruguayan beer, fair to drink it now. I think it's what Darren would want, Logan. Yeah, I think it's what Darren would want, bro. Tommy said, I prefer trefoil Adidas clothing. Same as me, as you can see here, bro. And I think the green shirt, I think the third shirt will have the trefoil logo, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we'll wait for the firm announcement on that. But I do believe one of our shirts will have that logo. Saw a German speaker video the other day say it's Adidas. Yeah, Adidas, Adidas. I don't care. 3 stripes. Let's go with that one. It's but look, a German speaker would certainly know the correct pronunciation. And if there's one thing I'm known for, it's my absolutely perfect pronunciation of every surname. All right, fair enough. Cosmic Red said, massive today, but let's not get carried away. Why? Why not? It's not like the manager and the players, Cosmic Red, can't get carried away. It's their job to be professional, but we're fans. Craig, do you still want rid of Nunes? Yes, I do, Washid. One game's not going to change my take on the situation. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for everyone that wants Nunes to do well. I want him to do well. But it hasn't changed my take. I'll be honest with you. No, I'd still sell him. But I'm very grateful for what he did today. Nikhil said, regular viewer from India, top man, loads of love to you and your family. Any plans on celebrating the Prem on the channel? I haven't thought that far ahead, in all honesty. We have our end of season party, our show that we've booked in for Liverpool for May 28th. Tickets are going to go on sale for that in March, but that's booked in, so we're hoping we get to celebrate. And we strategically booked the show in so it's in between the last weekend of the Premier League season and the Champions League final. So, you know, if we don't get near the Champions League final, well then hopefully we still get to celebrate that Premier League title win. But yeah, we're booked in for a show and buzzing for it. Can't wait. Colzer said, do you think City knows something we don't with signing all these players before the result of the charges? No, I don't. I think they're trying to project an air of confidence and an air of optimism. But it will be interesting to see what happens, right? Because as you've said, 9.5 year deal there for Haaland, 3 or 4 new players coming in. So I've honestly got no idea. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it's a really good question, and I've gone back and forth and trying to figure it all out. It is a very risky maneuver if you know, because I can't see Haaland playing in League Two if they got relegated down, or National League North, or so. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see what happens. Look, there's no part of me that thinks they walk away from all the charges. None, zero, because some of them are open and shut things that aren't really defendable. So I don't think that there's going to be a situation where they get off with every one of the charges. I just can't. I don't think that's actually possible from my understanding. So it's going to be a matter of maybe what does stick, how they're punished. Will they accept that do they go punishment, and do they go and appeal it, or do the Premier League go and appeal the judgment? But there's no way in my eyes they walk away with no charges, none. I think they at the minimum get some charges, and how that's dealt with, I don't know. But I'm pretty confident that they definitely get done for some. Because if you look into the charges, you know, it's not a case of whether they did anything wrong or not on some of these. It's a case of they didn't do stuff in the right time or within a certain time frame. And that's pretty easy to prove. Finley said, Craig, do you think Arne Slot will win the Premier League? Of course, I do. I didn't think so before the start of the season. Didn't expect us to be in this position, but right now, how amazing would it be for him to come in after Jurgen in a job that so many pundits have said is a job nobody should want to walk into because of the big shoes that he's filling, and to come in and win it in his first year. It'll be undermined by other people, but yeah, I think he will. What's 2-2? Is that the Barca score? Keep me up to date in that Barca game, will you? Because I need to know the result of it. Brian said, Craig, you make me laugh. I thought you were having a wobble last week, but 1 week's results and confidence is back. Love it. Enjoy the ride. I was more than having a wobble, Brian. I was in a really bad... Look, up until that game today and the result, it's been probably the worst week for me making content since I've started. You know, a lot of shit come my way over the last week, and some of it way past the line of what's acceptable. And yeah, I was struggling. I said it openly, and people kept sticking the boot in despite it. But you know, days like today just make you smile, and I want to enjoy it with everybody in here. Oh, 1-1 is the Barca game. Sorry, apologies. I just seen a couple of 2-2s flying up in the chat, and I thought, somebody put the Barca score. Craig, do you know Mario, who works at Anfield, the stadium tour manager? No, mate, I don't know anybody that works in Anfield. Yeah, I can do that poll for you, Cosmic Red. I think that's a great show. Bear with me, bro. Let me end the last one. So, 75% of people think we are defo winning the league. But let me just get this poll up that our friend Cosmic Red has asked, because I think it's a great show. 1 second, bro. Okay, let me just fill in these answers for you. Spell Kirkez for me, lads. Is it K-E or K-E-Z? Who was the other one that you asked me about? 1 second, bro. Okay, another one. There was one more option. Who was the other one? Okay. Okay. Oh, yes, thank you for that one. Thank you. That was the other name I was trying to think of. Kirkes. Thank you to everyone to help me out with Kirkes. My spelling's shocking. Maths, that's my bag, but spelling, no, horrible. Right, so I'm giving you 4 options. What left back do you want to buy? Kirkes, Aitnuri, Robinson, or Dorgu, who's the guy we've been linked to from Lecce, I think it was, the Danish international. Just read Ollie Watkins saying Arsenal's late goal should have stood. Didn't really say that. I watched the interview. He was asked, does he think they were hard done by? And he said a little bit. He said he'd feel hard done by. But he had only seen one angle of it, I think. And he is an Arsenal fan. It's important we point that out as well. Ollie Watkins is an Arsenal fan, a childhood Arsenal fan. But ultimately, it's a black and white decision. You know, we all as fans feel that there have been subjective decisions that screw us over, and I'm sure Arsenal have had plenty this season. I know we've had some, but that isn't a subjective decision. That's, you know, written into the laws of the game. And whilst I'm sure heartbreaking for Arsenal fans to have what they thought was a winner ruled out, it was absolutely the correct decision. Can you imagine Klopp if we win the league? He'd be so pleased and happy for Slot, yeah, and the fans. Be nice. Yeah, I think he said he was going to have a party if City get the titles taken off them as well, or City get punished. I think he said there was a party around his house. His words, by the way, not mine. Craig, did you see Kirkes today? No, I didn't. I didn't watch that game before ours. The early kickoff. I'd seen the result all right, and wow, a 4-1 victory is incredible because Newcastle were in brilliant form. Obviously, they must have looked leggy or something today because I did not expect to see a 4-1 victory for Bournemouth in that one. It was the right decision, but in some games, goals like that have scored this season. No, they haven't. Not that I'm aware of. It's in the law. Like, even accidental handballs can't go towards scoring. It's written into the rules, laws of the game. I don't know of any goal this season that stood for an accidental handball directly going into the goal. None that I'm aware of. But look, if I'm wrong on that, no problem. Call me out on it. But it's so straightforward. I get it sucks, but it isn't a subjective decision. It's a cut and open and shut decision. Didinho said sign him so one day we might have Captain Kirkes. I think the summer is when he's going to move by the looks of it. I can't see Kirkes being let leave Bournemouth in the season. I know they brought in the kid from Lanos, but I think the plan is to ease him in over the next few months and then let the bidding war commence for Kirkes in the summer. And Liverpool's name has certainly been one that's been mentioned strongly. Craig, we probably won't make any signings. Not sure, Roisin. I'm trying to just not think about the signings of the owners this evening, mate. You know, tonight I just want to celebrate the win and enjoy it with everyone. Winky Wonky, did I miss your super chat, mate? My apologies. Here we go. New deal is 115 months coincidental. It's 114 months, I believe, if you do the maths on it. It's close to 115, but Connor was very much at pains the other day to tell me it was 114 months. But either way, it is a crazy deal, isn't it? Like 9.5 years. The Americanization of football is continuing because that's unheard of. A 9.5 year contract. I don't think that 9.5 year contract's going to stay without being updated. Because what £500,000 now a week looks outstanding money, and it is outstanding money, but who knows in 9 years time, 7 years time, 6 years time where football finances are at, where deals are at. You know, look how much they've moved along in the last few years. So I think if he stays for the length of that contract, I would be absolutely certain that that'll be revised at some point upwards again. But it's a crazy, 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 crazy amount of years to give someone. Hypothetically, could the Plastic Manx pull a Juve? Go down and back up? Yes. Of course they could. But it depends how far down they're put. There's a lot of... This could be the biggest sporting... What's the word I'm looking for? Controversy in the history of football, certainly of the English game. Nick, how are you, my man? Nick said, United fan here. As painful as it is, I have to say you guys deserve it this year. Fair play. Slot is a great and funny seeing arrogant Arteta flop again. I just really don't like Arteta, mate. I don't. And this season, Nick, I've really grown to dislike many of the Arsenal fans because they've just... A lot of them have no class at all. None. You know, United fans will come in, congratulate us, and vice versa. But Arsenal fans have just seemed arrogant, toxic, and ungracious. Because they won't compliment us, Nick, for winning the league. They won't say, well done. They'll say, we won it because X, Y, and Z. And that's why I'm sick of them. Because I said all the way through it, if they win the league, I'll be on here to congratulate them. Because the club will have done it in a way that at least I can respect, unlike the City stuff. But I don't think the other way around would have applied or will apply. Because I still remember them wanting the league null and voided when we won the league title with Jurgen. That's how petty and horrible they are. So I have no sympathies for them. Chris said, what a moment for Darwin. Let's hope he can go on a run now. Yeah, you got to start him against Lille on Tuesday for me, Chris. And hopefully keep the good vibe going. Ryan said, Kirk's deal makes sense in every conceivable way, so probably won't end up happening. Let me just go to my notes, because there was something from yesterday on him that I want to just read back out to you on Kirk's. Bear with me. I'm just flying back through my notes from yesterday. Also, one name, by the way, that I brought up in last night's late night video that I didn't speak about was Angelo Stiller, who's a name that's been linked to midfield at Liverpool. Stuttgart, 23 years of age. His name has been one that's been mentioned with a potential €40 million deal, so keep an eye on that one. Where's this deal? Sorry, I'm trying to find this stuff on Kirk's. I must have deleted it. There was something saying something like Liverpool are the club that he wants to join. I know he grew up being a United fan, but there was something very positive about Liverpool in the newspapers and Kirk's in the last day or two. Yeah, sorry, I just don't have it anymore here in my notes. So, Angelo Stiller, anybody watch much of him? The irony of going back to Stuttgart, by the way, to bring in a midfielder when we went to Stuttgart to bring in a midfielder. Was this the one? Yes, thank you, Mark. One second here. Credit this is Anfield for this, by the way. It's their piece. Said Liverpool are leading the race to sign Bournemouth left back Milos Kerkez with a contract already made. With contact. Apologies. Start that again. I don't want to ruin their piece. Liverpool are leading the race to sign Bournemouth left back Milos Kerkez with contact already made with his representatives, according to a new report. It's widely accepted that Liverpool will eventually need to sign a new left back. It goes, the iPaper reports Liverpool are among sides to have contacted Kerkez's representatives with a view to completing the deal. Man United and Man City are reportedly in the same position, but the 21-year-old favours a move to Anfield over the Manchester clubs. And thank you, Mark, for sending that on to me. So yeah, I knew there was a piece that was saying that in the last couple of days, but interesting. Look, Richard Hughes should know how to make that happen. Because, you know, he brought him into Bournemouth. I'm sure he still has the old numbers for the agents and whatnot. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Did somebody say as well that he just changed agents to the same one as Federico Chiesa? Or have I got the player mixed up there? There was another report on somebody who he'd been linked with, and they said that he's just changed agents to the same one as Chiesa. And I think it was Kirkes, but I might be wrong. I'd love us to get Hato. Well, it is a name that we've been keeping an eye on, Joy. Hato of Ajax. I don't know how serious that interest is, but I do know he was a name that had been brought up in conversations when I've spoken to journalists. So Tanya said correct, and a few others have said yes, he did change agents. So there you go. So that's probably an indication that he's looking for a move, which is mad considering he already went to the Bournemouth and has done so well there. Stiller is a very good player, would fit right in, said Justin Brown. Yeah, 23 years of age as well. It makes a lot of sense. 40 million euro, 23 million pound, playing in the Bundesliga. That would be a deal that I could see Liverpool certainly being interested in. I just don't know much about Angelo Stiller. Not related to Ben, is he? Sorry, couldn't help it. Is Zubamendi to Arsenal 100%? No. It's potentially very likely, but there has been doubt cast on that over the last couple of days. David Ornstein and a couple of others have said, David Ornstein and who was the other gentleman? Can't remember the other journalist's name, apologies. They said it's looking likely, but then reports out of Spain suggested that he hasn't made up his mind on anything yet, so I don't know is the honest answer. Sammy Mockbell, I believe, was the other journalist. Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Michael said Craig Kirkes and Dominic are best friends. That would favour in as a factor. Of course. Yeah, definitely. If you can get in somebody's ear like that, even on international duty, 100% agree with you. Davies from Munich, he's staying at Munich. So, again, multiple reports yesterday, and David Ornstein broke a story to say, and I have it here with me, bear with me. So, David Ornstein said, Bayern Munich close to an agreement with Alphonso Davies over a new contract. Only a small gap between what Bayern are offering and what he wants on a proposed 4-year deal. Real Madrid and Premier League club still waiting in the wings, but compromise now likely to be struck, is what he said on The Athletic, which is kind of at odds with what Marca have said, which is that personal terms have been agreed between Alphonso Davies and Real Madrid. I'm certainly believing Ornstein in this conversation over them. I don't believe anything Marca write. What's happening with Kimmich? So, to go back to yesterday again on Kimmich, where's my notes on him? 1 second. So, report yesterday coming out of Germany that Anfield Sector credit them posted say Liverpool are interested in signing Joshua Kimmich on a free transfer in the summer. Initial talks with the player have already taken place, and they credit at VT Schripke and a couple of others. So yeah, look, I don't know. I've no idea if Liverpool are interested in Kimmich or not. It's a signing that I think would make sense, but his wages, you know, if we're talking about not disrupting the dressing room and not paying out high wages and stuff, bringing in somebody like him, he's going to be on top dollar. And if we're not giving that money to Mo, Virgil or Trent, you know, I think that wouldn't go down well in the dressing room. But wait and see. He's a good player, of course, Joshua Kimmich. Nobody's going to say otherwise. Number one Liverpool fan said, Craig, the fact you've received emails like that is horrible. I don't wish it on anyone. They're all cowards. Wouldn't say it to your face. Mate, I have it in bursts over the years, you know. I can't say anything else, you know. I didn't bring it up during the week because I didn't want to make it more angering for me or whatever, but it is what it is. Today, I feel good. Today, Liverpool got the win and I'm feeling more optimistic about things. And for every shitty email I get 10 great ones from lovely people with kind words and support, and they're the ones that have helped me get through the last week or two. How are you, Craig? Just joined the stream. Darwin was great tonight. Does that make me think it's a redemption arc? Not really sure, but let's hope so. It's done him no harm. Let's go with that one, Ben. You know, what happens between now and the end of the season, or between now and the end of January, I don't know, but the manager's certainly speaking highly of him. He's done himself no harm there today whatsoever. If I'm Arne Slot, I'm giving him a start against Lille midweek as well and seeing if he can build on that. O'Sheen said, Craig, for some reason I feel Liverpool are going to bottle it. Yeah, I know. You were saying so as much today and yesterday. And I'd hate to be in your mind, mate. If you're thinking that way as a Liverpool fan, you think they're going to bottle it. I mean, yeah, just don't come in here and spread it because I don't want to hear it, quite frankly, O'Sheen. I don't buy into it. I've never bought into it. And I don't want our own fan base doing other people's work for them. But, you know, if you have your doubts, that's no problem. But, you know, keep it to yourself if you don't mind. Who do you want to buy at left back was the poll that we put up, and it's a resounding answer for Kirkes. So 75% of the 1,300 people that voted said that they would love Kirkes as the left back signing, which I fully expected to be the answer. Lightning Bolt, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you being with us. Look, we're 153 likes away from 1,000. Can we get 1,000 likes on tonight's Late Night Agenda? You've plenty of people in the chat. If you do have a second, please do hit that like button. And again, if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. So tomorrow's my day off, by the way. So there will be a news video coming out in the morning, but there'll be no content other than that tomorrow. Then we're back on Monday with the preview coming out for the Lille game, a news video. I'm unsure if I'm going to stream on Monday night. It's also my son's 13th birthday, and I have a psychologist appointment. So Monday I'm going to try do as much as I can, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But tomorrow's my day off. Just keep that in mind. So there'll be a news video in the morning, but that's the only bit of content tomorrow. So just in case you see I'm not streaming, there's nothing wrong or anything like that. It's just the first time I got a chance to have a day off in a while, and I'm gonna jump all over it. Ben said that Villa game was brilliant, by the way. Thank you, Villa. Yeah, I mean, I was equally as heartbroken as Arsenal fans were probably happy when that late ruled out goal went in, because I was ready. The smirk was on full smirkiness. The smugness was turned up to 11, and I was ready to come on and have a laugh. But I'm glad I still managed to get on though, because obviously the goal didn't stand. Am I gonna watch the NFL? Yeah, I know the Chiefs just kicked off there, or kicking off at 9:30 against the Texans, so I'll certainly be watching that one. And thank you, mate. Someone saying happy birthday to my son. Appreciate you. I can't believe he's 13 already, by the way. Where the hell did those years go? And my daughter's 21 this year. Man, it's getting scary. You know, the years are flying by. Craig, no need to explain if you have a day off, mate. I'd just like to let people know in advance, in case anyone thinks, you know, there's that up or anything like that. I don't like taking days off. I like working, but I need one at the minute because it's been a busy time since December all the way through. Just flat out work, and my mental reserves are at a low point, so I need to have a little bit of a breather tomorrow. And look, I'm delighted to be taking it off now, knowing that we're after extending our lead at the top. Ella, how are you? Sitting at the airport on the way home from the Coventry match. Was so cold. Great day. Liverpool Coventry win. Arsenal draw. Good day. Well, safe travels home, Ella. And yeah, great day all around, as you said. And I hope life's treating you well. I hope the new place as well. And yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up soon. But much love and safe journey home. And we have a game in hand. Oh, I know, Oisin. I know. We won't. We've 6 points and a game in hand. And Arsenal have some tricky games coming up. So, yeah. Pretty happy right now. But I still say we need signings. Because other teams are building now for probably the last part. So Manchester City are building to make sure they get back to the Champions League spots. But also, I think, to try and make sure they can have a go at winning the Champions League. You know, they're lowly down in the group stages at the minute. Look, it's definitely going to be a playoff for them. So they're going to want to try and strike in that competition. Arsenal, you know, still have a second leg to try and turn around the League Cup semi-final against Newcastle up at St. James's. They're going to keep ploughing on as well. So I think we do need to strengthen, because I don't want to just fall over the line to win the league. I'd like us to win a couple of trophies this year, and it's possible. Cornel Lee said, I understand you're dismayed, Craig. My daughter's 22 this year. Oh, mate, it does not feel like 21 years since she was born. I don't know where the time goes. And I'm sure you're the same for your young lady as well. It's crazy. Like, where do the years go? If Liverpool don't win the league, I'll eat 10 ghost chilies without water. Ouch. My arsehole's twitching even just talking of that, mate. Oh, I still have to eat broccoli if we win the league. I went into the kitchen the other night, no joke. My wife batch cooks because she's on a fitness buzz, and she batch cooks salmon and chicken and all this stuff. But I went in the other day, and right in front of me on the counter, I'm not messing, was a pile of broccoli about that high, cooked with asparagus, sitting there laughing at me, taunting me, saying, it's coming, fat boy, it's coming. Because I promised I'd eat some of that if we win the league, but... And the smell of it in the kitchen still, honestly, evil little, green little, slithery little feckers. By the way, I've introduced a new word into the Anfield Agenda dictionary at the minute. Feel free to use it in your daily lives. I was sitting here last night and I was thinking, you know the way sometimes when you're herbally infusing and you get creative ideas, which we all do. I sat there and I just thought, Mick Gobshite. And it just hit me like a lightning bolt. I just quickly got my phone open, scribbled in my notes, and put Mick Gobshite. That is now a new phrase I'm using for referees and players that I don't like. Because I feel like it gets the job done without getting me in too much trouble with YouTube. So feel free to use it in your own lives. Mick Gobshite, you're welcome to it. You've lost weight, Craig, looking good. Thank you, Tanya. Just shy of 2 stone, now down. But plenty more still to go. Corbin, how are you, bro? Said, can see we need a few more players. Hopefully we do. Certainly, I hope we get a couple as well. Me and my dad managed to win a raffle versus Wolves. I haven't told him. Gonna be such a surprise. Hasn't gone to a game in 20 years. That's amazing. What a lovely message, mate. Thank you for sending that in. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing for your dad and for you, man. That's going to be awesome. And what a lovely surprise that's going to be. Thank you for sharing it. Nathan, thank you, mate, for being with us as a member for 3 months. Said, if Darwin got another 10 goals and assists, could he stay? Look, my understanding of it is that he's going. Whether that's now or in the summer. But I guess we'll know when it happens or doesn't happen, right? It's not me, you, or any other fans he needs to convince. It's Arne Slot that he needs to make sure that he convinces and wins over. So there are many Liverpool fans, myself included, who only ever wanted him to be a success because he's a very lovable guy. But honestly, I think the ship has sailed, but we'll see what happens. Craig, I'll cook you broccoli. It can be good. No, it can't. It's evil. It's evil, mate. It's honestly, look at it. Little green, stalky, little arrogant, drippy, little wet shite that it is. No. I refuse to acknowledge broccoli being good. My wife swears. My wife loves it, but nah, not having it. It's horrible. Can you name your top 3 favourite players in each league? I don't know. I don't think that deeply about it. Yeah, I don't think that deeply about other leagues or other players, to be honest with you. I'm sure I could compile a video of it somewhere, but I'd have to do some thinking. Eat it live on a stream. Oh, I promised I would. I will be. That, like, I promised. Someone said if we win the league, will you eat broccoli? And I said, yeah, of course I'll eat it on a. The problem you're going to have though is what color is it, and what do I use behind me? So I might have to do it on a short video or something like that, or turn the green screen off. But yeah, I will be eating it, and you will see me, and there will be a bucket close by just in case. That's how bad I hate this stuff. My wife's the same as I am about broccoli with custard. My wife gags if she even sees custard being poured or smells it. Hates it. Corbin said, any advice on getting tickets, because it's unaffordable for me personally. Every time I look at prices are crazy. The only way I could get tickets was for the game on Tuesday that I was originally supposed to be gone over for, but now I haven't gone over for because I'm not setting foot in Anfield again while FSG own the club. That's for another day. But we had to go on and buy them directly from the club, and we had to pay the hospitality prices of £390 sterling for each ticket. That's the only way I could get a ticket, mate. So, yeah. I know you probably assume that I have a black book full of numbers I can call up whatever to get tickets, but I don't have contacts for tickets. Used to be a sponsor was able to sort some out for us. We no longer work with that particular sponsor, and now I have no way of getting them other than same as anybody else, just jumping on and overpaying for the club's hospitality stuff for the Carlsberg dugout. So yeah, I'm sorry, man. I genuinely don't have a better answer. And you are right, it is getting unaffordable. And, we spoke about yesterday the letter that was written to the football club from the fans, asking about not increasing ticket prices and stuff. And I agree. I agree with everything that they said. What I'd also say, though, to add on to that is, whilst I 100% agree that there has to be a Scouts heartbeat on the COP, the next generation of Scousers have to be on there, and there's a special relationship between the players and the fans, and the cultural identity of the club is important and needs to be kept. So I fully agree that we want more Scousers, access to tickets, all the stuff that they were saying in that letter I agree with. But I would add in, it would be nice as well for some acknowledgement of maybe a small handful that can be put out there for people to try and get. I know that you can go into the ballots and stuff, but it's just so hard for everyone. And tickets are just, the more successful the club becomes, the harder it's getting. Here's a fiver to buy a nice bit of broccoli. Well, after YouTube takes their 30%, mate, it'll be a smaller bit of broccoli. But appreciate you nonetheless, Duncan. Thank you. And I definitely won't be buying broccoli with it. I'll be buying something far more calorific. But appreciate you, mate. Corbin said, just not right, people or families, that's 1k. I know. It cost us, that in sterling, about 450 euro each ticket, plus the transport over and your hotel or whatever else. And it's tough for everyone. I feel for Scousers who are trying to get tickets, even at the face value. It's tough. And I've always kept in mind the whole thing about Bayern Munich, and I think it was Uli Hoeneß or one of the Bayern Munich greats said we could charge fans a bit more for tickets, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference to the club. So I do agree with the supporters who were saying, look, the revenues have shot up. So they're right, every single family is feeling the pinch these days. So it's football is getting expensive. Now, thankfully, that we're not talking London prices, but still tough and expensive for anybody to get to a game. Let's get Anfield Agenda to 300k subs. Craig, you rock. Thank you, mate. Yeah, look, we're on the road. The more people that join and hit that subscribe button, the better. And then we certainly appreciate everyone's support. I've always had this goal to do it by the end of January. It's an ambitious one, but we're within striking distance now. So either way, I don't think it'll be too far away. But when I started this channel with Connor, I've said this many times, our goal was 5,000 subscribers. That was it. That was what we were aiming for. So to be here now, what are we, 6.5 years later, and we're nearly at 300,000, man, my head is blown when I see the numbers. Like, it's crazy. And I don't know how it's happened, but God, I'm grateful for it. Dunk the broccoli in some melted cheddar, said Arsenal. I'm Arsenal on the brain today. Said Arthur. No, I won't cheat, mate. I might throw a bit of salt on it or something, but I'll take it like a man and eat it as it is. Could the club be fan owned? No, not these days. Look at the valuation. £5 billion is the valuation roughly of the club at the minute. Fans can't raise that money. Probably 15 years ago, maybe. But these days, who can own a football club? Even the days, I was talking about this with Brian on the phone last night, LFC USA. And we were saying, like, the days of local businessman or businesswoman done good, buys local football club, those days are over. Because football clubs are worth so much money now that it's only billionaires, investment funds, or state-backed entities like we've seen with Newcastle and whatever that can really afford it. So, ain't ever going to be fans doing it, mate. That ship has sailed, unfortunately. Can Forest keep up with you? No. They can't, Phil. They're already, I know they have to play this weekend, but they're already behind Arsenal, I think. I think we have a live look at the league table, actually. 1 second. Barca killing me accumulator. So, right. Forest, if they win, go on to 44, same as Arsenal. We still have a game in hand. No, they're not chasing. Look, what they're doing is amazing. And I'm sure their fans can't quite believe it. But I don't think they're going to chase us down. No. Can they get into the Champions League? Absolutely. That's there for them 100%. But I think the title's a bit too far for them. Craig, if you hit the 300k at the end of the month, do you eat a head of broccoli? No, I'm saving that league, Corner Lee, for the league title with, mate. I'm not doubling down on the broccoli. That's been avoided. The Villa fan said, "What a beautiful night. Couldn't beat a poor Villa side. Goalie wasn't up for it. Defence wasn't up for it, and still got slapped. You're welcome." Well, I'm very grateful for you guys taking points off them. No doubt about that, mate. Yeah, it was a pretty good day for us. A very late winner, and then a second goal from Darwin, and then you guys coming back from 2-0 down to take points off Arsenal. It's a good day. Carl Heffo, how are you, bro? Said, Craig, much love from Tala. You're a legend. You bleed Liverpool like myself. Question is, who's your top 3 favourite players to watch ever? Messi, Maradona, Ronaldinho. For all-time footballers. Top 3 Liverpool ever. Gerrard, Suarez, Salah, probably. No, Gerrard, Suarez, Robbie Fowler. But Mohamed Salah is getting close to breaking in there. But yeah, those 3. And thank you, Carl, mate. Much love to you and Tala as well. The Villa fan said, "I don't mind if you win the title. I have a soft spot for Liverpool." My dad was I say a Villa fan very loosely because he wasn't hugely into football, but Villa were his team, so I've always had a soft spot for Villa as well since the David O'Leary times. Craig, do you think Haaland deal is a Juventus play? Oh, that's been deleted. I don't know what's going on there, but it seems very weird. Like, if they got relegated, 1, they couldn't afford to pay that money, and 2, there's no way that Haaland's going down to play, outside the Premier League in a lower division. Is Suarez a Liverpool legend? No, he isn't. He's not there long enough, but he's probably the most skillful player I've ever seen play for Liverpool. Thank you, Villa fan. You too, mate. Enjoy your evening. Forest on Leicester pace. Don't think 80 gets it done. No, I don't think so either. I think 85 to 88 is my guess. Rank these three for Liverpool: Kirkes, Alphonso Davies, Anthony Robinson. Well, Alphonso Davies is staying at Bayern according to David Ornstein. Anthony Robinson is too old. He'll be 28 on his next birthday. So Kirkes is the right age bracket, Premier League proven, and obviously Hughes would have a relationship with his agent. Do you think Liverpool will win the treble? I haven't thought that far ahead. The league, and I hope we can turn around the League Cup semi-final against Spurs. We should be able to, but you never take anything for granted. So hopefully we turn that around and then see what happens from there. Who's your favourite Irish player who played for Liverpool? It's either John Aldridge or Ronnie Whelan, but probably Aldo. But if you want me to be very, very strict about what we're declaring Irish here, then it would be Ronnie Whelan, who was obviously born and raised in Ireland. But Aldo's an absolute legend. Aldo's the one former Liverpool player I've always wanted to interview. I've said that for years on the channel. He's the one man I'd love to fly over, sit down and chat with, because I absolutely love him. I love him to bits. I love everything about Aldo. I loved him on the sideline for Ireland and in USA 94, screaming at the linesman against Mexico. I just love him. Sugar Ray said, Craig, I really appreciate your research and efforts for Anfield Agenda. Your post brightened my day with your sense of humour and honest opinion about the team. Happy 13th birthday it's my son, but easy mistake because I do have a daughter as well. Best wishes. Thank you, Sugar Ray. Appreciate you, bro. And he got himself a nice little iPhone for his birthday, and he'll get a bit of cash in his birthday KFC because he loves him a KFC as well. But thank you, mate. You're very kind. Corbin said, my family are a mix of Sunderland and Liverpool. Weird. I don't know. It depends, I guess, where your folks are from. Omar gone. Sesko for the centre forward target in the summer. I think Arsenal have put in a lot of groundwork, Arthur, to try and get Sesko. He's amazing though. Whoever gets him is going to get one hell of a player. I just don't know it being us, but he's brilliant. Would you do a World Cup watch along if Ireland qualify? Don't know. Don't know is the honest answer. Haven't thought about it. Do I watch all Ireland finals? Yeah, of course. Rush scored the most goals, Hunt second, but Salah's closing in, said Ragnar. What about Stefano Tsimas for the centre forward? So James Pearce says that Liverpool weren't interested in Tsimas. There was reports that Barry Hunter, the chief scout, was over in Germany, but James Pearce, I might still have the post, so bear with me. I'll scroll back real quick before we finish up. Go back a couple of days here in my notes. Sorry, I'm still scrolling back trying to find this in my notes. Yeah, here it is. Liverpool have no interest in pursuing a deal for Stefanos Tsimas, according to James Pearce there a few days ago. Now, he also said that Liverpool wouldn't be bringing in a goalkeeper last summer, but, let's wait and see. Final score, Barca 1-1. Ruining the accumulator. Bastards. How can they not go and get victories like in La Liga? Nobody wants to win La Liga this season. The amount of points getting dropped is mental. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go because I've got a few bits and pieces to do. There will be a morning news video coming out, but that's the only bit of content tomorrow as it's my day off. Thank you for another brilliant stream and, of course, another great day. If you can, do drop a like for me and hit that subscribe button before you head off. But thank you for coming back for a bit of fun tonight. It's nice to end the day on another positive note. So thank you all for your support as always, and we will see you on Monday.